Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to Last Time Stylosa, and this is Heroes of Might and Magic 3 HD Edition. This is the brand new edition which is available on Steam, or it will be available on Steam in the coming days. It's not a remake. Some of the assets have been updated so they look a little bit more modern. But this video, I'm going to go into detail in this video and show you how it stacks up against the original version of the game, because bear in mind we do have a mod for the original game which I did make a video on a couple of years ago, and I'm going to use that as reference material in this video to show you guys how this version, so the new version, stacks up with the old version running a mod which allows you to run it in modern resolutions, so 1080p and other widescreen resolutions. But Heroes 3, this is exactly... The game has not been messed with, guys. It is just Heroes 3. So it's the same awesome game that everybody knows and everybody's played. And if you haven't played, you really owe it to yourself to pick this game up and play it. I think it's 15 years old now. It's one hell of a game. This is a game, I can remember just spending days playing the game, when I was a young whippersnapper, just playing the game. It's such a good game. And also, it's kind of... Well, at least to me, it seems really quite balanced as well. I had so much fun playing it, but I guess sometimes when you have a lot of fun playing a game, you can kind of get the rose-tinted glasses. But I've got to say about this, I did sit down to record. I only wanted a little bit of combat, just to put in this video for comparison purposes. But I actually ended up playing the game for about 2 hours, which is, well, that just tells you what the game's like. So we already know the game's good. The question is it worth spending the money to get this HD version, or this so-called HD version, from Steam? Because in the UK, it is £12, okay? It's £11.99. That's kind of cheap, and okay, I'd say that's a fair price to pay for this type of game. However, if you go to GOG.com, you can actually buy the original version of the game for, I think it's £6. It's half price. I'll put links in the description, guys, so you can check it out. And you can simply get the HD mod, which allows you to play the game, as I said, in modern resolutions. So, what are Ubisoft giving us for our £12 here? What are we actually going to get? So, this is what we get, right? We get new sprites. Now, you can see these on the screen now, okay? You can tell a difference, but it isn't really much of a difference. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really... Like, I wouldn't care which set of sprites I was using. Okay, I guess the purists could say, well, I want to use the original sprites. I don't want these modern ones. They're not really that modern. If you look at them, it almost looks like they've just had a little bit of anti-aliasing dumped on them to kind of make them a bit smoother. I mean, I know they've obviously been remade and stuff, but they don't really look that much different. I think which annoyed me as well is the animation is exactly the same. It's not... It isn't refined, it's still clunky, and, again, it's the charm of the original, but that kind of stinks of a bit of half-arsed behaviour to me. Also, the FPS as well. Now, I know FPS isn't exactly an issue with a game like this, but it runs at 33 FPS all the time. Now, I'm guessing this is a limitation of the engine, right? Because I think what they've done is they've literally turned up, made a few hundred new sprites, and, well, like little bits of art for the monsters, and just basically overwritten a few files in the game directory, and they have made the engine, or forced the engine, run at 1080p and other widescreen resolutions, and then they've kind of left it at that. It seems like they haven't put much effort into it, and they really just want the sales, and that's what kind of pisses me off a little bit about this, because if this was, let's say, a total remake, and they did all of the art assets, went over everything, and souped up all the animations, and souped up all of the frame rate for a start, and things like that, I think it would be worth it. But I'm not too sure it is, guys, for what you get, because it really isn't that much. When you're in combat, you can see the bars down the side of the screen. That's because the combat screen isn't designed for widescreen resolution, so if you stretched it out to widescreen, it wouldn't work, so it's like, well, that's a little bit cheap. So you do get other stuff as well. You get multiplayer, which has been kind of enhanced, although it's, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much the same as it always was, but apparently it'll be easier to find games. Now, Heroes is not a game you go and just play against people randomly on the internet. This is a game you play with your friends. So there is things like the hot seat support, which again is in the GOG version. There's LAN support. There is, as I say, the new multiplayer system. It just means that you can sort of play it through Steam. You know, I could load it up, throw a server up, and Kiri could just find the server and join the game. There's no hassle. Whereas in the before, to get it to work with GOG version, I think we had to use Hamachi and all kinds of crap to just even get a game to connect. But once it connected, it worked totally fine. It's also Steamworks compatible, and it's got the map editor, which I believe the GOG version's got the map editor as well. And that's kind of it, guys. Like, well, there's some annoying things which happen as well. It is clearly not designed for multi-monitor support, so I've got like a dual. Well, I've got 3 monitors, but I tend to just use 2 monitors throughout the day. If I scroll out of the game window, it will. Well, I've scrolled out of the game window. It doesn't actually lock it to a monitor. Now, you can cure this if you play the game in a window, but you know, I like to play games full screen, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit. But that's only a little thing. I mean, apart from all of that, guys, it is just Heroes 3. It is a fantastic game. But is this version worth it? I'm going to say no, it's not really worth it. You should probably go and pick up the GOG version and just install a quick HD mod so you can see the overworld map in 1080p. Because the combat will still look the same, and all you're going to miss out on is some slightly updated models, which really are not that super. Not in my opinion, anyway. Alright, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. So, Heroes 3, as I say, is still a fantastic game. Everybody should play this game. But is this version worth it? I don't think it is, because it's not really that much different. They're just charging you twice the price as the game costs on GOG. I've been Starlos, guys, and this is Unit Lost. If you like the video, then like the video, leave a comment, and all that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.